Yes, YouTube, what is going on? Hope we're all doing well. I'm keeping hydrated. It's absolutely scorching here in the UK, so yeah, need to keep hydrated. In today's episode, we're on episode 15, by the way, guys, of Coaching Words and Phrases. We have got one specific to a number 9, okay? So this will be quite interesting to see how many people know this. I don't think many will, but let me know in the comments after you've watched, did you understand what this specific coaching word and phrase means related to a number 9. The second one is kind of individual based within a team framework. So yeah, they're the two kind of coaching words and phrases we're going to be discussing in today's episode. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel already, please do so. It does help more than you know, and drop the video a like as well. Without further ado, let's get into today's video. So here we're looking at something called invisible work. This is something that's kind of current and new, it's quite a new kind of buzz phrase if you like. What I will say, it's difficult to identify what it is. If you're watching it on TV, for example, the camera can only show a limited amount of the pitch. So it might be more visible, more evident if you're maybe watching the game in the stand from a decent vantage point. You'll be able to see more of the pitch. If you're a student of the game like myself, who likes to look at a lot of different things, not the obvious thing, this is where the invisible work is easier to identify. If you're part of maybe a management team or a coaching staff, for example, or part of the analysis team, this is where you can sort of easier to pick up the invisible work. So maybe pause the video now, have a little think what you think the invisible work kind of looks like. I'm going to give you a couple of different scenarios and examples of what that looks like. So we've got the Reds in possession, 11's got the ball, 2's going to go and put pressure on the ball. 11's typically going to go down the line, and the 2's obviously going to defend in a 1v1 situation. There's obviously going to be a lot of moving parts in here, guys. So we've got the 6 and the 10 maybe going to the box in here. 6 is going to be backpedaling to protect that pomo position, that front post area. 5 likewise for the far post. 9 and 10 obviously making some movement inside the box. 3 is going to be retreating back into here, and maybe the 7 just holds their position. You might have an 8 looking to get inside the box as well late. Again, this other 8 is going to be looking to match that run. 4's protecting, 10's coming a bit deeper, 11's going to be coming in a bit later just in here to just sort of protect the second ball maybe, and then you maybe got the 7 and 3 in here. So all that is happening at once, but the invisible work might be something like, for example, if you look at the 5 and 6 over here, there's a big distance between the 5 and the 6. So it might be that the 5 is calling in the 6 saying get narrow, get in here to try and help me out, because if this does break down, you know, say that 2 does win the ball, that's Trent Alexander-Arnold, he wins that ball in there, and that's a Diego Jota, Trent's going to be able to find that pass straight in there, and the 9 could be through on goal. So that's a bit of invisible work, you know, so good communication from the 5 to say, get across quicker, come and help me out, because we're a bit vulnerable. So that's one example of invisible work. So here's a second example of invisible work, okay? So again, we've got the Reds on the ball, and the 4's a person that's really dictating the game for the Reds, okay? Difficult for maybe the 4 to get on the ball, the 10 to do a good job out of possession, kind of following around, etc. Okay, so, you know, it's difficult to always get the ball as a number 4 there, but, you know, you've got to be able to maybe look for other opponents or other teammates to help you out in that sense. So 7's got the ball, the 8's going to actually look to make a run down the line, and the 8's going to go and track. Now, all of a sudden, the 4 is going to come into this space and get the ball into here. Okay, so that's straight away, by that movement from the number 8, it's allowed the 4 to get on the ball. He might sweep one straight away into the far post area here for the number 9 to go and get the ball. Okay, so that's like a kind of an unselfish kind of play from the number 8 in here as well, but also allowed the number 4 to get the ball, because if you remember the situation in here, it's difficult for the 4 to get on the ball. By doing that, that allows the 4 to get on the ball in this position, and then again they can do their work. So, you know, there could be other scenarios as well where there could be recovery runs where it's not been seen easily because the camera's maybe looking at this area here, and all of a sudden the ball's kind of in this position, transitioning across, but actually you can't see the recovery runs and who's making them recovery runs with real intensity to try and help their teammates out. So yeah, invisible work, the easiest way to describe it is to say something that's not obvious to the eye. Don't look at the most obvious situation. So if a cross will come inside the box and you're looking at the back four and the strikers, that's obvious. Okay, you got to look at the invisible work. Is someone communicating? If someone's out of position by 2 or 3 yards, is someone communicating that early enough to prevent maybe a shot or a goal scoring opportunity or a vulnerable situation for the team?
Yes, guys, so in this clip here, you're going to see maybe 6 to 8 different moments of invisible work. I'm not actually going to talk you through them. I want you to watch it maybe 2, 3, 4 times, make some notes, and then leave them in the comments where you think the invisible work that you've spotted. And I'll obviously agree with you or disagree with you. We can share our thoughts in the comment section. So, yeah, guys, watch the clip. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. But there is plenty out there for you guys to identify.
So here we're actually looking at something called mirroring the ball. Okay, so we've got the reds in possession, obviously green's out of possession, kind of in a mid to high block if you like. And what we're looking at in particular is the number 9 over here. Now some games have 2 strikers playing, applied to one of the 2 strikers in that sense as well. But obviously we're in this situation here, we've just got 1 striker playing. So say the 6 and the 5 and the 1 are looking to build up, so it might be that the 6 plays out to the 1, plays out to the 5, etc. So as that ball is being played out, obviously the rest of the team is going to be transferring left and right, back and forth. But the number 9 needs to be making sure that he or she is in line with the ball, the player that has the ball. As say the 5 got the ball in here, you want to make sure that 9's kind of the worst case scenario, on the shoulder of the 6, but you kind of want that player to be in there because it's easy to play a channel ball into that position here, and obviously the 9 can go and chase that ball in there. Obviously the downside to this is if this 9's not tactically inept, or hasn't got the physical capacity to go up and down, although it's not too strenuous, or hasn't got the ability to do so, and they're lazy and maybe they're over here, and then the 9's under pressure and the 5's thinking, oh, I need to, I'm panicking and I need to get rid of the ball, and just clears it in this position here. 6 is going to go back and get the ball and then maybe play into the 1, or might just play forward because the 9's too late to react. So it's really, really important that the number 9 mirrors the ball. So again, another scenario might be that the 4 drops off in here, and then the 5 plays into the 4. Again, okay, straight away the 9's in a good position, but then all of a sudden 4 plays out to the 6, 2 might drop off a little bit deeper in this position here, and then the 9's going to be looking to, you don't necessarily want that 9 to be over here because you've got the 7 to do that job, but you probably want to be on this outside shoulder again. So if that pass gets played into that channel, the number 9 can go and chase it down and maybe win a set piece, or build an attacking phase from there. So yeah, so the number 9 is someone who needs to be mirroring where the ball is, especially in possession. A situation out of possession we're going to look at next. So a second example of mirroring the ball is kind of out of possession. So we're looking at the greens here in particular. We were looking at the green number 9. Okay, so create another scenario. 7's on the ball, goes down the line, looks to cross the ball. Okay, obviously you've got the 9 and the 10 coming in the box. You've got the 6 and the 5 marking, 8 helping out. You might have the 8 making a rate run. You might have the 4 potentially as well. Okay, so the 10's obviously got retreat as well. Ball comes in. Remember what we spoke about in terms of POMO position. Remember, the ball will always, provided it doesn't get blocked by the blocker in here, i.e. the number 3, the ball will always go, the cross will always go to the front post as a bare minimum, okay? It won't always go to the middle, it won't always go to the far post, but it always will get to the front post. So this is where the number 9 needs to mirror the ball. So he needs to be in line with that centre half that's closest to the fullback, because the likelihood is if the ball does come into this position here and the 5 does clear it, it's going to be going into these kind of areas in here. Therefore the 9's kind of in that position to go and chase the ball down, or maybe even just hold and protect and wait for his teammates to go and support. Now that's not to say the ball won't go beyond the 5 if it does, and the 6 clears it and it goes in this position. Okay, that means the 9's got to do a little bit more running, but you're giving yourself a better chance by being in line with your closest centre half, i.e. to the 3, to go and receive the ball. Obviously this is the other side, the ball's in this position here, for example, and the 11's crossing the ball, gets down to the byline into this position, and the 6 clears the ball. Again, that 9 needs to be in line with the 6, got a greater chance to go and chase that ball or protect the ball. So that is what mirroring the ball looks like out of possession.